Motormouth Jenkins here, welcoming you to our brand new YouTube channel. Hope that you'll come back and see every segment each and every week, and I will share preventative maintenance tips and regularly scheduled maintenance tips for your car. So whether you know a little bit about your car or absolutely nothing, this is the channel just for you, where I share over 35 years of experience as a qualified and licensed service technician with truck and coach, light truck and passenger vehicles. Come back and visit us and tell your friends, and we'll see you each and every week right here in the Car Connection Workshop on YouTube. Well, we're here. We're back on the 78th anniversary Corvette. Your host of Car Connection. Thanks for stopping by, friends. Yeah. Yeah. We had the car outside a couple of weeks ago and was preparing to just do the final setup. So if you haven't watched the previous videos on this, I'm Niall Motormouth Jenkins, by the way. Thanks for stopping by the Car Connection Workshop today. You know, when you get into any particular vehicle that I can personally think of that has been... that puts you through the mill, where it's this thing, then it's that thing, and then something else comes up. You know, once you get past all that, those are some of the best vehicles I've ever owned. And our 2007 Toyota FJ Cruiser was just like that. Never gave the lady that I bought it from. She bought it brand new in the Kingston area. Nice lady. Very, very nice lady. And I got that thing back here, and let me tell you, the first 3 months I owned it, so many things went wrong with it. I was almost at the point where I'm going, do I really want this thing? But, you know, again, I look back, and on other vehicles, it's like you'll go through a whole series of one thing after another, and yeah, it's discouraging, but you got to think, I think of it this way now, is that once I get past this, maybe this is the end of it. So anyways, we're getting ready to do the final setup, set base timing, total timing, set up the air fuel mixture and curb idle speeds, and the water pump. Let's go. Puke and antifreeze all over the ground. So I thought I'd share with you, this is a particular easy one to get in there, but water pumps aren't too bad. Some of them are, but this is an old vintage car, so we're going to get it out of there. And I got to tell you, look at the motor's all nicely painted and cleaned, and the water pump's all crusty, rusty, and old looking. And I thought about it a long time ago. I thought, I wonder if this thing's going to be all right. Well, it proved itself a big N/O on that, because it started to drip outside, and then it was running off the oil pan like a steamer. And so we pulled it in and shut her down, and you'll have to watch the video. I'll show you how to prep and paint the water pump to match the engine. And it's all done. It's all ready to go. So we just got to get this clutch fan off and get in here and get this going. And I'm doing it by hand to show you, with just regular hand tools, you can do a lot of work yourself. Take your time. And in this case, where the clutch fan has to come out, be very careful you don't damage the fins on the radiator. Now in this car, the radiator sits awkward. It's on an angle. In most vehicles, it's straight up and down. But if you're a little bit nervous about doing that, slide a piece of cardboard in behind there and protect the radiator, because you don't want to be bending cooling fins over, because every fin you bend over on the radiator takes airflow away from the radiator, and you don't want to do that on any vehicle. If you bend fins over, you need to take a moment with a pick and straighten them up, because you're taking away surface area by doing that. You might say, well, you know, it's not too bad. Yeah, even a little bit is bad, because heat is the enemy. So once we get this clutch fan off, this is a really easy one to change. So I just thought I'd share that with you. And water pumps can let go without any warning, obviously, and it's same with on today's technology. And on some of the vehicles that we have out there on the road, I'll tell you, doing a water pump is a challenge. It's like they decided to build the car around the water pump. Yeah, so once I got this clutch fan off, the job will start to go much faster. This car had electric fans on it, and I'm not a fan of that, no pun intended. I decided to put it back to factory. I tried to dial in, and get yourself some of these too if you're doing the work. Magnetic dishes. Go to the Prince of the Palace store. You can usually get them for like $3. Buy a stack of them, especially if you're doing a lot of work, because you can put all your hardware on there and it's not going to fall off, and you're not going to lose all the nuts and washers and stuff on the ground, especially if you're working in the driveway or gravel driveway. It's too much of a headache. So we want to get this off, get it out of the way, and then we'll get down to the water pump. But, you know, you're going to run into the cases where, like I said, you do one thing, something else goes wrong. You do something else goes wrong. But you know what? You'll get past it. You really will. It isn't discouraging, and it draws some questions in as well. How much money do I put into this old jalopy? Well, I look at the sticker price out there, and if you're into vintage muscle cars and stuff, if you don't have a place to work on it, then you got to buy somebody else's stuff. And you know what? You're probably going to end up having to do some work on it regardless. You're just going to. It's going to have some problems. And if it doesn't, well, you did good. You did good. Because everything that I bought and to run around in has all needed some work of some kind at some point. And it seems like this is the month. It really does. Had, you know, the FJ Cruisers, we got to get back on that. We need to take care of the, that has an oxygen sensor fault code that's in the system. I've got a repair for that. We've got the 2009 Hyundai Accent in the other driveway, and the brake line has failed, and I've got a really cool fix for that. So here's how we're going to get this baby out of here, nice and gentle, so we don't damage anything, don't damage the radiator, and out it is, just like that. And yes, I painted this. It's true. It's true regardless of what they say. So that's out and out of the way. So that's got brake lines. We've got Vanna White over there. I got all of her electric work done. And we have no communication to the PCM. So that's a chase down. Another tech tip for you. This is this guy here. It's not a dynamite machine, you know, like on cartoons. Some days, let me tell you, is you can draw all the fluid out real quick. And what I highly recommend, is get yourself one of these extractors. Get 2 of them if you're doing oil changes, and I have this one is marked for antifreeze only. And after I finish using it, I wash it out as well to keep it clean. Otherwise, you're contaminating perfectly good antifreeze, and I just hang the hoses up there. Then what I do is this. So Skippy, if you want to come around for a second, I just want to show them where I put the coolant, and a little trick there as well. This cloth is important. It may not look it, but it is. So you can pull that cork out. These things are really cool. And then I can pour it into the plues. That's what this is called. See the spout on it? This is for refilling radiators. Another good investment in the shop as well, because I can refill any vehicle with the plues. And so I will wash this out in the sink in the shop and make sure that it stays clean so I'm not contaminating good antifreeze. So I put my plug back in there. And then, so you don't get dust and dirt in your coolant, is I just take a rag and I cover it up. Because you know why? In the shop, the flies will get in there and they drown. So then they're in your antifreeze and it's gross. So you want to just protect it, because the flies will get in there. If you have flies or bees or any kind of flying bug, it'll find your antifreeze. And then it's in there. And you don't want those things going through the radiator because it can plug up a coolant fin tube from the inside or a heater core. All right, so we are getting down to it here. And I do know a sneaky Pete on how to take this off without taking the belts off. It's just wiggle it until you get to the end. And you can get it off. Just like that. Bazinga! And I don't have to undo the belt because I'll get it back on there the same way I took it off. Got it? So that saves you some time. Because there's only really the one belt anyway, is the altimeter. So we'll just pull that up out of the way, just shove it over there. That's it. Simple as that. All right, so what do we do next? Well, we want to get the hoses off and out of our way. So this one, you could probably leave that because we only need 2 bolts here, 2 bolts here. I can put this tube in here because I'm working on getting the heating system and air conditioning back on this car. So I just put this is the right tube, and that's the right connector in the intake. You got to watch the video. We changed the intake back to a GM factory aluminum intake, and that solved a ton of drivability issues. So I just put this in there. So we'll take this hose off. So I've just put a bypass in there for now. I am working on the heater system, getting heat back in it and putting it back to factory. So while I have the water pump attached to the motor, I'm going to get that tube off so I don't have to spend extra time locking it down in a vise to get this tube out. I'll let the motor be my vise, and I'll take that tube out while I'm here. So we'll just take this off. And I'll show you a trick when I put it back together, how you know when your hose clamps are tight and not too tight. I'll show you a trick with a test light. How you know when it's tight enough. You'll be quite interested, I'm sure. So this is how you can save yourself a ton of time. So when I put the water pump back on, I'll leave this off, and I will install this after I have the water pump on, so that way nothing's in my way to get at the bolts, so it can save you a lot of time. And I might want to paint this while I have it off. I might as well paint it. I'll probably paint it black. I think we'll go black. Should I paint it black or Chevy orange? Let me know in the comments, because the water pump is now Chevy orange, and I'll share that with you as well and let you have a look at that. So should I paint the heater hose adapter black or Chevy orange? Let me know. Just put something in the comments. And again, if you have a project that you're working on, you need some advice or some suggestions on how to do the work, just put me a comment. Send me a comment. Let me know what you got going on, and I'll give you as many pointers as I can. I like these the nut drivers with the big handle because you can really get a grip. I really like that. And these weren't expensive. I have other ones, but the handles are small. But I really like these big ones because you can really get a good grip on these things. You feel like you got something in your hand, you know. So we got to get the lower radiator hose off. So always undo the clamp just enough. There's another little tech tip for you. Undo the clamp just enough that you can wiggle it back beyond the inlet. That way when the hose is off, the clamp, see, it's got just enough drag that it won't fall in the dirt on you, and you got to go looking for the hose clamp. So just give that a wiggle and a wink. Here! Oh, here it comes. So's Christmas. Sometimes they'll loosen off, and sometimes they won't. So on this one, sometimes they won't. So we need to get just a small persuader just to get in there and break the seal. Don't get rammy we have too much of that going on out there. So just slide that down. And once you hear a little movement happen, you hear a little crackling, and then you got it. Hear that? Maybe you can pick that up from my microphone. Just don't get rammy and damage the hose on the inside, because that's where things go wrong. See if we can get it now. Oh, it's coming. So is Christmas. When you don't want them to come off, guess what? They come off. There we go. Just be patient and you'll get it. And then I just stick it down there out of my way, so it's not going to bother me. So we have 2 bolts here, 2 bolts there, and we're out of there. So I'll grab my socket here. I like to use a short on this one to crack them loose. So again, welcome to the Car Connection Workshop. If you're just joining us, share us with your friends. Like and subscribe. Follow us. Share us. And put a comment. What are you working on these days? What do you need some help with? How can I help you? Maybe put a video together for what it is you're going to be working on. Or ladies, some tech tips. Things you need to know. All our videos are designed that way. On YouTube at Niall Motormouth Jenkins, we have almost 60 videos up there now. And they're all designed with you in mind. Whether you know a little bit about cars or absolutely nothing, I show you the components, what it is, where it is, what it does, what happens when it breaks, and how you can prevent from spending money on repairs that you could save money on by just understanding your car a little bit better than you do already. That's a lot of times it's driver error. It's not knowing the components. It's not knowing how they work, why they work, what causes those pieces to break sooner or later. Go in and watch the video on our 97 Jeep TJ Wrangler Rescue. You'll see that vehicle in the wrecking yard in the first place. Cooling system failure. And this is a perfect scenario on this car, even though it's 78. Ignore the fact that the water pump's leaking. Means that the water pump is not working right. You're causing the engine to run hotter than it should, and you're going to break something. So again, it's understanding, the 4 C's: concern, cause, correction, and confirming that the component that you deem to be the cause, and then replacing whatever component it is, or doing a repair, and then confirming that when you're done, that solved the problem. And then in this case, we got a cooling system issue. I'm not out there, I'll just top up the antifreeze and take it to the cruise or take it for a drive. Well, the water pump is not working right if it's leaking. Is it pressurizing the system properly? Probably not. So that's going to be a problem. So before, when you understand these things, you won't end up costing yourself more money in repairs. So that's the whole idea of our YouTube channel, is to show you that you can do this yourself. I get a lot of emails from women that are fixing their own stuff, and I think that is so cool. So don't think that you're too tall, too fat, too short, too old, or you're a girl, or an older person. 30 years being on the radio with our broadcasts, Car Connection Business Network. And there's some antifreeze coming out of there right now and puking on the floor. So that's nice. It doesn't matter what age you are. I'm going to get a container, so just hang in there, Skippy, for a minute. Sing a song or something. There's a little more antifreeze left in there than I like. Yep. So we'll go over and get a container, and the stuff's worth $1 million now when you got to buy it. I'll tell you. I had to buy some brake fittings the other day, and I've learned to ask the question, how much are they? There was days when I wouldn't. I just put an order in and take care of it. But today, when you're ordering parts, you make sure you ask questions, because I've gotten quite a few surprises lately. The market isn't what it used to be. Things are going up. So check out our videos. Like I said, they're designed to teach you where things are, what they do, how they break, how to avoid that from happening. Yeah, somebody's been here before. Which one of these things doesn't belong here? See what I see? One's old, one's new. They're both different lengths, so we'll investigate that. Trust me. So somebody did put this water pump on here. Look at that nice rusty bolt. We didn't put any anti-seize or silicone on there to prevent a leak. This is the type of stuff I've been chasing on this car, and this car was put together by mechanics. It's embarrassing. Yeah, and this one, look at this bolt. Wow. We didn't put any anti-seize on these bolts or anything, nothing. So this is a good thing, taking this pump off, so that, you know what, we can change it up and do the job and do it right. So you know what time it is? It's time to get the Marteau. Yep, we're reaching for the Marteau. Hammer. So hang on to it. Make a wish. You got it? Make a wish. There we go. So this looks like it was a brand new pump at one time, but she looks tough. That's all I got to say. But it was, I'll show you where it was leaking out of in a moment, because there's coolant in here. So let's capture this golden stuff into the sink. There we go. Just a little bit in there. So it started to completely come out of. Head over here, Skippy, into the light. Come on into the light. Yeah. When I'm done, hot water does a great job at washing antifreeze down. Yeah. So here's what we're dealing with. This is a pump. Now, whether it's brand new, I don't know. I don't buy remans. I'm going to say this pump is probably a remanufactured pump. That's where it would have been coming out. That's called the weep hole. So we were running this outside, getting ready to set the engine up, do the final setting, and it started pouring out of here. So the seal in behind there, because there's a bearing here and a seal, and then in the back is the impeller, and it's behind this plate here, and there'll be some packing and a seal in there. Obviously it shrunk, and it just started to really pour out. So we pulled it in and shut it off. So this pump looks rebuilt to me, not a brand new one. So I'll show you what we got. I'm going to throw this in the sink and wash it off, and just, it goes in the scrap. That's where it goes. It goes in the scrap pile. That's all there is to that noise. Let me get, it's a blue towel moment. You know, when you have your shop set up, it's nice. I'm always moving stuff around and repositioning things to make it easier. And that's what you do. Just keep working on your shop. All right, so the pump is off of there. and that was fairly, unpainful. If this car was already equipped with air conditioning, it would have been a little bit rougher, but you know, it wasn't too bad. I don't have the air on here yet, but I'm working on one phase at a time building it. And I do have all the pulleys. I got to change one pulley to accessorize the belt. And I've got the brackets for the AC pump to go on the compressor to go on to the block. I have that. And I have an AC compressor. So I have that. And I've got the heater box back in. And I've got the AC side of things ready. It's inside the car to go in, so that's all ready to go back in, probably for the first time in a long time. So that's all taken care of. And just one step at a time, but it made it easy. I'm actually thankful that the water pump failed now and then after the air conditioning's on, because once the air compressor and everything's on, it's jammed here. So, and you have to deal with that. So that has to come off and set it aside in order to get to that water pump. So I spent a few minutes, and I would suggest that you have a look at all the videos that we have on our YouTube channel, because there's lots to learn there. And again, whether you know nothing or something about your vehicle, after you watch those videos, you'll have a really good understanding on how things work. This, like I said, this is an easy water pump to access, and on today's vehicles, it's a lot tougher than that. So let me show you the water pump that's going to go on. And I like to take the time to make things look good. I don't just throw that on like that pump there. That came out of the box and it went right on there. And the guys I worked for always taught me to do a really good job when you put something back together. And so that when it goes on there, you've made things a whole lot better. How cool does that look? Wait till that is on there. Won't that look nice? And I never paint this area where the hose goes on, because the paint will blister anyway. And this is a brand new pump from Gates, one of my favorite companies. I don't do reman water pumps unless I'm working on something. You can't get a new one, then you got to do what you got to do. But I painted this, and that's how I do the job. If I was doing the job for you, this is how I would do it. So I take the time, I tape the back off, I tape off, and you'll have to see that video because I show you exactly how quick and easy you can do this for yourself, and that's going to look so nice when that's in there, right? That's going to look pretty cool. I just got to scrape the old gaskets off. The gaskets, new gaskets are on already. It's ready to go, just like that. So hope you get something out of this video. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it very, very much, my friends. And, put some comments down there for us. What are you working on? What would you like to see? What would you like me to show and explain and help you to understand some of the other components that make up an automobile? What do you drive? What's your favorite car? Jump in the comments and connect with our Car Connection community at Niall Motormouth Jenkins on YouTube. So if you like what you see, subscribe, put a comment in, hit the notification bell so you know when new videos are coming out every single week, Tuesdays and Fridays. And be a part of our Car Connection YouTube community. And connect with us also on Facebook. Like and follow and share us at Niall Motormouth Jenkins on Facebook. Be part of our Facebook community. And we put posts up there as well. Skippy takes care of that, putting some funny stuff up there for you to laugh at, because I am kind of an idiot. And I'm okay with that. And visit us on Stevensville on the web as well. Stevensville on the web. And we'll see you in the next one. So happy motoring. Keep it under 100 and put that coffee on, because we're going to come to your house. Well, thank you for stopping by the Car Connection Workshop right here on YouTube. Don't forget to come back and join us for another segment. So like, share, tag and follow and ding that bell so that you don't miss a single edition of Car Connection. So till next time, keep it under 100 and put the coffee on because we're coming to your house.